Hi, it's Greg Pearson here from Professionals Arthur Johnson Snowball, Albany's leading rental agency here in Albany. Today we want to answer a question which we often get asked: what happens if I'm not happy with my current property manager and or the direction in which that agency is heading? Well, before we get to answering that question, I think it's important to perhaps understand the following first. There's actually two contracts that are in play regarding your investment property. The first of those being the lease agreement, which is between the tenant and the owner. And the second, obviously, is the managing agency agreement between the agency and the owner itself. It's important to understand that when should you decide to obviously change agencies, the lease agreement doesn't come to an end. So for your tenant, there's really is minimal disruption. It's simply a matter of they'll be paying rent and dealing with a different agency moving forward. So we often hear the owner ask, when is it the best time to change agencies? Well, in my opinion, there's never a good time, but the best way to look at it is if you're dissatisfied with your current agency, there's probably a fair chance your tenant is as well. So do you want to perhaps prolong the inevitable and risk losing a good long-term tenant by staying with that agency? So it's my opinion that as soon as you're not happy, you should at least start that ball rolling, that process rolling. What's the first piece of advice that we give regarding this is obviously, or first, I suppose, step in regarding this is to simply sit down, have a chat with your property manager. So if you're someone that normally emails them, try and give them a call. Mix the communication styles up, and vice versa. If you normally give a call, send them an email. But ideally, try to get in front of them. If you can get an in-office meeting with them, then I think that would go a lot further than a simple email or telephone conversation. So if you have a current contract with a property manager agency, you still obviously need to communicate those concerns to them, as there may be some ramifications for early exit out of the agreement, or they may even try and hold you to some terms within that agreement. So to put it simply, you need to discuss your concerns, be firm but fair with that agency. Let them know if it is the case that you've been dissatisfied with them for quite some time, and that you've simply made the decision to go in a different direction. And you'd like them to be on board with that, because ultimately you don't want to remain a dissatisfied customer within that agency. That's not good for business, in our opinion anyway. So taking this approach, we find generally gets people more on side, because ultimately we need your existing property managers to be on side, because we'll need to obviously make contact with them to get lease documents, keys, even tenant contact details, for example. So it's important that we work together in a mutual way to for the best outcome for everyone in that sense. So we take care of everything for you. Once you've had that chat, we take care of everything for you. We'll actually send communications to your current agent and get all that information across. So other than simply having a chat with that agency and getting their agreement to early release of the contract, we will take care of everything from there. So every situation is different. So if you'd like to discuss this in more detail, give us a call anytime. Thanks and have a great day.